I want to go like right here, I'll just go right here. And y'all, I had some mascara on yesterday. I forgot to wash it off. So if my eyes look a little dark underneath, this is mascara. Whew. Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay. I'm not going to make this live long. I just wanted to come on here and talk about the videos that I posted last night. So again, if you guys see like my eyes are dark, I had on some mascara I forgot to rinse off last night. So if my eyes look dark, I'm not wearing dark eyeliner. It's just I just got out the shower and I was freshening up and everything. I have a busy day today. So yeah, but anyways, so I just want to talk about the videos that I posted yesterday. So the show that I'm watching is called LA Hair, and it's about five hairstylists that are based in LA. One of the salon owner there, the salon owner though, her name is Kim Kimball, and she's a celebrity hairstylist, and she travels to like Atlanta. She travels to like different states for her clients and stuff like that. And but the videos that I posted last night, it was about some stylists that were in her salon, and a lot of people current day, a lot of the stylists are talking about the natural hair community and people, trying to learn from YouTube and stuff like that, and blaming people. But when I was watching the show last night, it just, and seeing those parts, I wanted to post those because I just want to bring it back to where it first started. And from my point of view of like from 2010 to now, and it's over like 14 years, so back in 2010 is kind of like when people were starting to want to go natural, or where it's and when it started. It wasn't full blown until like 2012. And that's pretty much when this show came out. Now they were mentioning, which I'm going to post today, about girls coming in there and not washing their hair. Well, a girl coming in there not washing her hair in 6 months. But the blatant disrespect of talking about people's hair and them not caring for their hair, this is why they go to a hair stylist. This is why they go to a nail tech, because they want to get their nails done. If we were taking care of our hairs, you guys as stylists would not have a job. Okay, there's a need for hairstylists, there's a need for nail techs, there's a need for makeup artists, there's a need for dermatologists, you know and when this whole natural hair thing was going down, hairstylists around the states were making a lot of money because of women that were, not taking care of their hair like they should. But, you know, that's like us not taking care of our bodies and doctors walking out because we're not taking care of our bodies. We're not eating right. We're not, exercising and all this other stuff. Like, this is why we have doctors. So it's like, it's never been that serious. And it's only the African American community that was making this whole big thing about, oh, women are coming in my salon and their hair's messed up. This is why you're a hairstylist, though. Like, in the other communities, Caucasian and Asian, when they have people coming in their salons and their hair is not up to par, they don't be like, oh my gosh, what did you do? Like, I can't touch this. No, they do their hair. They don't sit there and complain. They're like, oh, we're so happy you're here. Sit down. Let's get you together. You know, like, they don't make a big thing out of it. If you guys haven't noticed, the only hair salon shows that really were out there was these that included African American people. Okay. Even the reality shows, like, not a lot of reality shows have white people, because white people or Asian people, like people that are of high class, they don't waste their time on reality shows with drama. like that's so stupid, especially if they have a business. Like no, like no. Um, that's why I was saying the first hair show that I was watching was Olivia Christensen. She has a salon in Staten Island and in Midtown Manhattan in New York. And she was only on for one season, not because the show was boring, but because she's not. I mean, I don't know what her reasoning was, but I used to think, oh, if you were only on for one season, that means your show didn't get ratings or it was boring. But no, it's just that people that have she, first off, her Manhattan salon is so freaking gorgeous. Okay. She's not going to waste time. She has a business, you know, and she doesn't have time to be on a TV show that's drama, you know, like, so that's just what I'm thinking. But I know for sure if I had to choose between being on a reality show on TV that was like drama or scaling my business and running my business the way it should be, yeah, I would choose running my business the way it should be. Like I wouldn't want to be on a reality show. The other thing too is it's like we have a natural hair salon and then we have the regular hair salons, right? I don't even feel comfortable, for me, I don't even feel comfortable going into like a regular salon and there's a bunch of cussing and drama and all sorts of stuff. Like, for me being a God fearing woman, like, where's all my God fearing women at that I know y'all out there that love to do hair? Like, we should be making our own salons. Like, I can't wait to open up my salon and where people that are, you know, Christian can listen to gospel music, jazz music while they're getting their hair done, and they don't have to worry about like the drama and stuff like that. Like, you know, there was one God fearing woman that was in the show, and she was like, because they were like having some type of like argument or whatever, and she was like, I don't know, I can't hear you guys under the blow dryer, but I just feel the tension, and I just want to read a Bible verse. I was like, hey, amen, you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that they, you know, did that, but the whole point of me posting the videos was to bring it back to the beginning. This is why, you know, the natural hair community started, because not only were hairstylists raising their prices, but they were also bashing people that were coming into the salon paying money, you know, and it was from the regular, you know, hair salons to the celebrity style hair salons. And I just feel like at the end of the day, you guys made money off of the natural hair community. So to sit there and bash African American women for not washing their hair for 6 months, or come in your salon and their hair is matted, like, okay, if their hair smells, their hair smells. But this is what you signed up for when you decided to be a hairstylist. Just like doctors, you know, doctors signed up to smell girls' vagina when they will get a pap smear, looked at different body parts. There's doctors that looked at buttocks. There's doctors that looked at fungus. I mean, my doctor told me when I had her look at my feet, I was like, oh my God. Bless me. I was like, please excuse my feet. Like, I would have went in for a pedicure or stuff like that. Like, I didn't think that you would have to look at my feet or whatever. She was like, no, your feet look good. I've seen worse, like, you know, with fungus and stuff like that. And so don't feel bad, you know. And she was like, that's my job, you know, I see a lot of things. And I'm like, okay. And it just made me feel comfortable. And she didn't be like, oh my gosh, girl, your feet is disgusting, girl. What have you been doing? Like, she didn't make me feel like that, you know. And, you know, for them to be, for the stylist in the show to be African American, and they talk to other African American, like that one client, she was like, you know, you have a friend that has hair like this. Girl, that man does not have no friends, clearly. Now that man that was talking to the woman with the afro hair, talking about, you're my client, right? And he was trying to go to the woman with the straight hair, and then he was like, "Brr." I think it was like the second video. Yeah, he's supposed to be a churchgoer. He's supposed to be God fearing and all this. With all due respect, this show was aired back in between 2013 to 2014. So I don't know how he is now. I pray he's different now, and he really has a walk with God. But yes, I was just like, wow, just the whole show is I mean, honestly, watching it, um, anyone that's aspiring to have a, if you're an African American person and you're aspiring to have a salon, I would say you should watch this show. If you want to become a hairstylist, I would definitely say watch this show. Um, so you can see what it's like to work with other hairstylists. You can see what it's like to work in a salon. Now, and this is just to prepare you. It's not, it's not going to say that the salon you go in is going to be drama. No, it's just to prepare you that there's drama and how to, and just for me watching the show, it's like this is why I would, this is why I want to make my own salon, because they don't know how to have a classy salon. Like it's just not the same anymore. And a lot of old school stylists have said that, and nobody's really paid attention to that. Like no one's really shed a light on, you know um, hairstylists back in the day, where you would go to a hair salon and you would catch up on girl talk. You would have, get your nails done, you know, while you getting your hair done. Like the salons back in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, it's not like how it is now, modern day. It's nice, but the atmosphere is nice. Depends on what salon you go into, but the price isn't nice, and the way you get treated is not nice. You have to come washed, you have to come detangled, you got to come on time or they're going to charge you. But if they're late, you know that's just life. Stuff happens. It's just crazy. So I just clearly posted those videos to show that, um, where it all started from, with this whole natural hair community, and natural hair versus salons and stuff like that. Like, um, a lot of women were just tired of paying, a lot of money to get a simple hairstyle. And can I just say that for the record, the salon Kim Kimball holds back in 2014, literally when they would have African American women with natural hair come in there, like with an afro, all they would do to their hair is give them a wash, a conditioner, or give them a wash, blow out their hair, possibly a trim, and give them a silk press, or they'll relax them. They wouldn't give them a two-strand twist. They wouldn't give them. Uh, they wouldn't do anything except for straighten their hair. That's it. That is it. That is it. They don't give them a two-strand twist. They don't braid their hair down unless they're giving them a wig. They don't nourish their hair. They just give them a simple wash, and they flat iron their hair, and they're like, all right, you're done. And then they spin you around. Like, I wanted to record that part where the girl in the second video, when they got done with her hair, like literally, I might, it's in the last season, but I mean, it's in the last episode. But they literally, if you go back and you watch the show, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's in season 2, episode 3 or 4, I think. But they they gave her a wash and whatever they did, and they didn't show what they did to her hair, but they turned her around in the chair so they can give her like this big surprise of what her hair looked like before to when it looked like after. And they spinned her around, and she looked in the mirror, and they're like, so how do you like it? And her hair is just flat iron. And she's like, and they're like, you don't like your hair? Do you know how what you came in looking like? Girl, your hair looks so much better. She's like, I like it. She like, y'all didn't do nothing to my hair that's spectacular. And her hair came in bigger than how it left. Like she had a, y'all seen it, she had a afro. When she walked out, her hair was like this. Her hair was right here, and her afro was out here. They did not they did not even give her a proper blowout. They gave her a, I wouldn't even call it a silk press. They flat ironed her hair and sent her about her way. Like I said, I was going to record that, but I just didn't want to have I just didn't want to have, too many I just didn't want to have too many videos of, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Like, check, please. Oh, thank you for liking the video. Thank you so much, my Indian. Um, so, anyways, I hope you're having a blessed day. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. Um, so yeah, that's why I posted the video. I was gonna, post how they left her hair, flat iron, but I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna sit there and bash how they do, work and stuff like that, because this was like I said, 10 at this point 10 years ago. So I'm not going to even talk about, what how they left her hair, what they did to her hair. If you guys want to go see, you guys can go watch the the show. Is called LA Hair, and it's hairstylist based out in LA, in Los Angeles, California. And I just thought it was absolutely disrespectful the way they were talking to the clients that were paying money. Um, and that's what started the whole natural hair community movement. That's what started women learning how to do hair on their own. And that same guy was trying to say, oh, the one that had the woman that had the afro hair, he was trying to say, oh, women, stop trying to do your hair from YouTube. You guys don't know how to do hair. Okay, so what some stylists fail to realize is, growing up as an African American person, especially if you're living in the hood, um, they didn't go to cosmetology school. Like when I was going to middle school and elementary and high school, like girls were literally learning how to do their hair themselves, because they were copying the magazines back in the day. When people would try to get a hairstyle from the magazine, they would try to get a hairstyle from, the internet, supermodels and stuff like that. That's when it was really big. A lot of women want to have hair like the supermodels, just like they wanted to have a body of a supermodel. That's when being really skinny was in. Um, so a lot of girls would try to copy, some of the hairstyles. That's where a lot of girls learn how to braid themselves. They learn how to cornrow. They know how to do quick weaves. They know how to do sew-ins. They know how to do their ponytails, on their natural hair, or, with an extension hair, and they learn this all from themselves, just trial and error, So um, when they would go to school and their hair is done, their friends would be like, "Oh, who did your hair? Oh, I did. Oh, can you do my hair?" And then that's how it all started. And they started doing that before they had a license. Um, Now, fast forward to now, uh, you know, that's why a lot of the girls went to cosmetology school, so they can get their license to do hair, because they've been doing hair since they were younger. Um, And let's be real, a lot of cosmetologists say that they do not teach you how to style hair like that in cosmetology school. They focus more on sanitation. They don't care how you tightly you do a curl, or if you relaxed her hair right, or what tool you use. They want to know how you sanitize, like in between clients, how you sanitize, how do you keep a brush nice and sanitized while you're switching brushes and stuff like that, your technique. That's what they look for. Okay, that's what they look for. They don't care about, anything else. When it comes to like how well you did a silk press, that's out in the world. So they just teach you more of sanitation in beauty school. Um, and a lot of cosmetologists will say that. And a lot of them that say, oh, natural hair community, a lot of them, have said, I learned how to do like my styles outside of cosmetology school. Like I tried it, I failed, and I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it, and I got better. So how is it that you guys can learn outside of cosmetology school? How is it that you guys can learn how to do hair and practice on people, but then people that are at home that can't afford to go to cosmetology school, or that are in cosmetology school, that is trying to get their license, it's wrong for them to, showcase their work on their Instagram or on their YouTube. Like, it's crazy to me, Um, yes, it's wrong to not wash your hair, in a 6 month period. But a lot of women for so long thought that dirt makes their hair grow, and a lot of these other myths in the Afro hair community. And Instead of educating, your clients, you want to mock them, laugh at them. And that's why clients left and started to do hair on their own. And let me tell you something right now. No stylist taught me how to do my hair. No stylist taught me how to bounce my hair back from any scalp issues. No stylist taught me what products to use. None of that. It was the man upstairs, Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Okay. That's why my hair care game is on point. That's why he chose these products that I am carrying, God's chosen hair care. Okay, glory be to God. And that's why I'm on my YouTube helping women out there that want to get their hair healthy, that don't want to do relaxers, that does not want to do perms. I'm even doing my research, and one of the things that I was doing research on was perms, was relaxers, was coloring, whether it's in the store that you buy it at or it's in a professional based store like Cosmoprof. It At the end of the day, it's the only difference between a Cosmoprof, perm, and a Target and Walmart is just a company. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you go to a Cosmoprof, it doesn't matter if you go to a Target or a Walmart, you're still buying a store-bought perm, a store-bought relaxer and color, and at the end of the day, it's still damaging to the hair. It still can cause cancer. It doesn't matter if it's professionals using it, it doesn't matter. They did studies on both. The they did studies on just relaxers. Relaxer is a relaxer. A perm is a perm. The only thing that separates those is what chemicals they use, what ingredients they use, how they processed it, and that's it. And who made it, who manufactured it, and where it came from, and how they packaged it, and then they priced it. That's it. That's all. Okay. At the end of the day, it's still damaging to the hair because you're taking your natural hair into a different state. If you already have curly hair and you're taking it to a straight hair, you are changing the texture of your hair. If you're trying to permanently color your hair, you're taking the melanin out of your hair and you're turning it into a different color like a pink or a purple. There's different stages to that. You may have to bleach your hair. Well, if you want a permanent color, you're gonna have to bleach your hair, okay? Especially if it's dark. There's different stages to it. You can't just go from a dark color to a pink color instantly. You can't. There's different stages to it. Okay. So, and not everybody's hair can handle color, relaxers, and perms. Okay, and that's why when you get done with relaxers and perms, you most likely would have to cut your hair off because a relaxer, if you're trying to go natural, will cause split ends and it will cause right up, and you would have to cut your hair off. A lot of stylists say if you're trying to go from relaxed to natural, it's best to just cut off the relaxed hair instead of trying to wait to have it grow out because it's gonna be more harm than good. So just cut your hair off. And that's why you had a lot of women go from natural to relaxed, because when they weren't going to get a relaxer, their hair was dry, it was breaking off, and it was being brittle. Hence 2020. I mean, you guys were so against the natural hair community, but then boom, we had 2020 where all the hair salons, all the nail salons were closed. The only stores that were open was like grocery stores and essential stores. Okay, that was it. All right. And so that's when you really had women trying to learn how to do hair themselves. The salons and stuff were closed for about a year when people thought it was going to be like maybe a month. It was a year, and a lot of salons had to close down. A lot of them bounced back and a lot of them didn't. So that's why I would think that after 2020, y'all as stylists would be more appreciative of having your profession, having your job. And that's why a lot of stylists at that point started making their own products at home. So if a 2020 was to happen again, they can still be making money at home, because a lot of stylists were not making money. Some of them were still bringing clients to their house, and some of them got COVID. So it's just I would have thought coming out of COVID and now, I would think that the stylists would be more appreciative to, you know, people at home, really trying to be informative and stuff like that. But they're still with this back and forth of all this, natural hair community. Honestly, to be really honest with you, um, the natural hair community is not as big as it was back in 2010 to 2014. It actually died down after 2020, to be really honest with you. It honestly died down. You know, no one's really focused on the natural hair like they once were, because now everybody is doing lace front wigs. People are doing micro links. People are doing hair extensions. No one's really focused on natural hair. There is a lot of natural hair salons. So now women that have natural hair, like myself, are going to a natural hair salon where they can get their hair steamed, they can get that deep conditioning, they can get the detangle with no extra charge. So you have a lot more natural hair salons popping up. You also have hairstylists that went to cosmetology school opening up their own natural hair salon. I'm sorry, their own natural hair school, and they're teaching about natural hair, how to care for it, and all this other stuff. So it's hard to find those, but they are out there. And they're, also teaching on their social media. But like I said, not a lot of people are focused on their natural hair right now. A lot of them are focused on a lot of them now are focused on not quick weaves, wigs installation, like lace fronts. Lace fronts have became a big thing. Honestly, lace fronts have honestly became a big thing since Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives and all those reality shows. So now a lot of women want to get the lace fronts. A lot of women want to do the micro links. Like now, with the eyebrows, a lot of women were doing waxing, right? That was a big thing. But now a lot of women are doing microblading, you know, uh, getting your nails done. It was like the short nails. Now women are getting nails out to like right here. So everything is just reinventing. Everything's just changing. So it's the same thing with the hair. Like natural hair community is not really a big thing anymore. Because now the women are wanting to, they want to switch it up. They want to do something different. So, yeah, that's why I posted. And I'm not, I'm not trying to post it, like I said, or say anything to bash people. But, like I've been saying, a lot of stylists and people on YouTube are just going and talking based out of their feelings. No one's talking facts. People are just throwing their opinions out there. Well, can natural hair community or stylists? It's like, yo, come on now. Stop and think about it for a second. Like, no one's complaining. I mean, people are complaining. It's not just hairstylists. People are complaining that, doctor visits are too high, health insurance is too high, all that. So it's not just stylists. You know what I'm saying? And some stylists, they feel like clients need to give them, more credit and more respect. But the thing about it is honestly, you can't look for respect from people. Okay, I don't walk around and be like, oh, you gotta give me respect. I make, hair care products. You better show me respect. No, I just walk out and I be me. I be who God called me to be, and that's it. There's some people that like me, and there's some people that don't, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, I'm going to speak facts, and facts is when it comes to hair. The whole reason why the natural hair community started was because women wanted to get away from the perms and the relaxers, because usually when you do go to the shop, you're getting a relaxer, you're getting a perm, you're getting a silk press, you're getting some type of alteration to your natural hair strands. And there were some women that wanted to rock their natural hair. Now, when they would go to these salons that are trying to be in and out, that are now charging to detangle hair and wash hair and all that stuff, they didn't know how to handle natural curls. So that's why they were so quick to give you a silk press, relax your hair, like, because they didn't know how to style a natural hair for real, because they didn't learn that in cosmetology school. So all they knew was how to prep. What they were doing, what they were doing on, what they were doing on natural hair is what they were doing on women that had straight hair. Okay, so the techniques of the round brushing and the silk pressing and swinging all this, they were doing that because that's what they were doing on clients that had straight hair, silky hair. So when it came to Afro texture hair, they were trying to turn, they were making our hair to be their hair. And that's why a lot of African American women didn't want that. They're like, I want a two-strand twist. I want sister locks. I want dreads. I want braids. I want, that's why it went from hairstylists being braiders to now you have hairstylists and you have braiders. And then you have braiders that say, oh, I'm not a hairstylist. Girl, a hairstyle is a hairstyle. So if you are braiding, you are a hairstylist because you style hair. Braids is a style. Braids is a service. So if you call yourself a braider and you are not educated in how the hair functions and how the hair grows and how to keep the scalp clean and scalp health and hair health, then you need to first start off with learning about the hair. Okay? Because if you're just saying, oh, I'm just a braider, that's all I'm gonna do, you would not get clients, because that means you don't care about that person's hair, because you're just braiding their hair because that's just what you do. If you're gonna tell your client, I'm just a braider, that's it, that means I could potentially break your hair off, I could potentially give you split ends, I could potentially give you alopecia, traction alopecia, I could potentially not listen to what you're saying. That's what you're giving off. And then you want them to turn around and pay you $200 to $300. Not saying you can't braid, not saying that, but that's great that the styles look great, but their hair came out. They have traction alopecia. They don't know how to take care of their hair while it's in braids. Like, if you're gonna play a position of a hairstylist, you need to know the overall of hairstyling, of hair managing. If you're gonna do anything to someone's hair that like, if you're going to put your hands in somebody else's head, then you need to know hygiene. Like, to tell somebody, oh, you got to come washed. How do you know that they're washed? How would you know that? You know, like, you have to know hygiene, you know? And let's be real, girl, like, if you trying to make some money, why don't you offer that? Like, if I was a braider, I would say, listen, you could either come washed if you want, or I could wash your hair. I would wash the hair, I would blow dry the hair, I would trim the hair, I would get it prepped for braids. And what I would do is, I would charge less than what you would be charged in a salon. So I would charge $100. That includes a wash, a blowout, a trim, and getting your style braids done. Now, it depends on how long you want your braids, and it depends on how long it would take for me. However, I'm not going to be braiding somebody's hair for 5 hours, and all they wanted was just regular single box braids. If they want goddess braids and they want a curl and they want it dipped and they want color and they want to have a little, and they want to have it like, you know, spunky and stuff like that, then that may go up to like maybe 130 or something, maybe 120, you know, because I'm gonna need a little extra time. But I'm gonna also make sure I braid quick. Okay, I'm not gonna be like, dang, this took me 7 hours. The reason why it took you 7 hours was because you're just a braider. You never perfected your craft. Like, it's people, not only do women go to and men go to stylists that know what they're doing, they also go to them because they're quick. You have to stop and think about this. And maybe this is not what you want to do, but if this is something that you do want to do, you have to put this into consideration. If you were so good at what you do as far as braiding or hairstyling, you could be called to do a set on a TV show, or work with a celebrity, and you got to move fast. You could be called to do photo shoots. A lot of hairstylists would go to cosmetology school, and they would graduate, and they'll perfect their craft. They would, post it on social media and stuff like that, word of mouth, and they would get booked to style celebrities. They'll get booked to go on photo shoots, to go to fashion shows like New York Fashion Show, and style models. That's how it was back in the 90s. When you would perfect your craft, fashion designers would notice you, and they would want you to style their models. you know Same thing with nail techs and makeup artists, you know what I'm saying? So, but nowadays it's not like that. It's not like that. A lot of celebrities are getting those back in the day hairstylists, because these new age hairstylists, they're just so focused on the natural hair community that they're not even focused on the bigger picture, which is working with celebrities and clients, and working with celebrities and going on fashion show, and working with model. Like, they're not thinking like that. And again, there's some people that don't want to do celebrity work. Great. You don't It's not just celebrities. You could be going to fashion shows. You could be going, I mean, at the end of the day, you're wanting to do hair because you have a passion for it. You're wanting to do hair because you want to make women feel good, you know. And it's like, let's be real. You want to make money. You want to build a career off of this. You want this to be your livelihood. So, with that being said, why don't you conduct yourself as a hairstylist? You know, do you have to go to school? No, you don't have to have a license to braid hair. You really don't even have to have a license to wash hair. The reason why cosmetologists get their hairstylists get their license is for sanitational reasons, because you're dealing with chemicals, you're dealing with brushes and stuff like that. So, and you're dealing with people. So they want to make sure that, you're sanitized. You're sanitizing your brushes, you're sanitizing your combs, you're wiping down your equipment, you're properly washing your hands. Like, it's sanitational reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a client before the other client had a scalp issue, how are you sanitizing your combs? Like, are you passing germs around? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just, how do you clean your makeup brushes, right? How do you clean your nail utensils? Like, it's just stuff like that, that they look at. So, but that's why I posted the video. It wasn't to, bash anyone. Not saying anyone is doing that, but I just like to just put it out there that, that's one thing about God Shows and Hair Care over here. We're not with the drama and anything like that, but I do want to just put it out there, like, this is what women and myself. I mean, when I was little, and the last time I was in a hair salon, I was like, I think a teenager, and that night I was supposed to be going to a step practice, and I went to a salon in Fairfield, California, and I wanted a certain ponytail done, and the woman that was there was like, "Oh yeah, I could do it." And so when we got there, we had the hair, we bought the hair ourselves and everything, and she messed up the hair that we brought. So I guess she had her own hair. I can't really remember if she had her own hair or whatever, but she was adding the hair. She did the ponytail, and at first I was like, "Oh, it's cute," But then when we left and I went to my step practice, when I walked through the door, first off, I was late. I walked through the door, and the woman was like, or my friends were like, "Girl, we can see your track." And I was like, "What?" And then next thing you know, my ponytail came off. Like, the track was hanging. I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I called my mom. My mom called up to the shop, and she was like, "Well, we can't give you your money back because your daughter said that she likes her hair." So then my mom was not having it. So the owner of the salon called my mom, and they were talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. The actual stylist that was supposed to do her hair, she quit or something happened." And so we got her, and she doesn't have a license. And my mom was like, I don't know if they end up giving her money back or what, but I just know we never went to that salon again. And that was the last time I stepped my foot in a salon. And when I was getting my hair braided, the woman that was, you know, from Africa, Nigeria, she braided my hair so tight, my scalp was bleeding, and I had to take the braids out. Hmm. So that was why doing I stopped getting my hair done. I was so excited to get my hair braided. There was some braiders that was like I love when it was time for me to get my hair braided. I loved it. But and so my friend Mariah, um, she in I believe it was middle school or high school, she was braiding her own hair. And so I was like, girl, can you braid my hair? When she braided my hair, no tension, no nothing. And that's who introduced me to the castor oil with the mink oil, because I'm like, ooh, this smells so good. She was like, yes, girl, I use this because it helps to thicken my hair. And her hair was cute. She learned how to do hair because she was from Compton. Come on now. She was from Compton and Los Angeles. Okay, so Compton, California. So it's like she learned how to do her own hair. And so she did my hair, and man, it was banging, right? So I think she was doing my hair for a minute, but I think she ended up moving or something. Yeah, she ended up moving to LA. She ended up moving to LA. So I was just honestly doing ponytails myself. It was not matching, it was not looking right. But whatever. Fast forward to now, I know how to do my hair, and glory be to God. But that's what it is. That's why I left. That's why I posted those videos, because I have experience in the salons, and you know, that's why I would not go to a salon and be like, oh, I want to get a silk press, or I want to get a relaxer, or I just would simply oh, that someone's hanging down. I would simply just go into a salon and get a simple wash, blowout, and a trim. Now, when I first walked in a salon and I got a blowout and a trim, it was $60. Then the second time I went, it was $85. I told her, I was like, well, I only have $80. She was like, that's fine. Um, so, and the first time I went, I was late, so I went to give her a tip, and I took money out the bank, and I only had $80, so I just gave her the $20 as a tip, you know. And so when I came in the next time, I was like, oh, so how much do I owe you? I just got a simple blowout, a wash, blowout, a trim, and she was like, oh, 85. I was like, uh, I was like 85, and I was like, oh, I only have 80. She was like, that's fine. That's another thing too, why women were starting to do it on their own, because one minute they'll walk in and it's a certain price, and then when they try to give you a tip, like maybe a $20 tip or a $10 tip, they'll come back in and they'll charge it. And then so like the wash was supposed to be $40. Like the whole thing was supposed to be $60, right? And then because I gave her a $20 tip, it made it seem like I got money like that. So now so now the second time I came in, it was $85. You're about to charge me almost $100 to get a simple wash, blowout, and a trim that literally only took an hour. That's a normal standard time that you're gonna be at a salon. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know, that's why this next time I go, I'm gonna wash my hair. And on top of that, it's no disrespect to her. It's no disrespect to my stylist, but I went in on a Tuesday. I literally had to wash my hair again on Friday because my scalp was itching, because the shampoos and stuff that they use and the conditioners, my hair is like, no, no. So I literally spent $80, and I had to wash my hair again on Friday, because of the products that they use in the salon. And then and then so this next time I go, I'm just going to get a trim. But I'm gonna ask her first before I book, how much would it cost for me to get a trim? And if it's like $60, I'm gonna be like, bruh, no. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I need a trim. I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I need a trim. But I'm just gonna, and this and then people stylists, some stylists get mad because they chair hop. I wouldn't call it a stylist hopper. I would call it just checking more options. I mean, it's checking your competition. It's checking other people. I mean, when someone's being told you have to get surgery, don't people go for a second opinion? When you go to a mechanic and they're like, oh, you got to get this and that and this and that, you got to get it all done by today or your car's going to mess up. Do people not go to get a second opinion? It's the same thing with a hairstylist. If you made your prices reasonable and you made it reasonable for the client, they wouldn't want to go look for another stylist. And maybe your prices is not in their budget. There's people that, listen, clients are out here paying bills just like you are. Clients are out here, going through life just like you are. So you cannot be telling people, you don't want to pay my prices, then go. It's like, listen, you don't know what that person is going through. They're just trying to get pampered. And let's be real, you don't have to go to a salon to get your hair done. You don't have to you just don't. And this is why people want to learn to do it themselves, to save money. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't know what that person is going through in their life. Some people can have a job today and be homeless tomorrow. Like, you never know. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. This life has been long enough. I'm about to make some breakfast. I was gonna do it while I was on live, but I gotta wash dishes and I don't want it to be loud. And I wanted to stay focused on why I was on live. So listen, I thank you guys for subscribing. I thank you guys for watching my videos and liking and commenting and everything. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And also follow my TikTok, capital GODS, God's Chosen Hair Care. Also on Instagram, lowercase GODS, even though y'all know we do not do the lowercase, GODS _chosen hair care on Instagram. And if you haven't checked out our website to look at our herbal blends, go to God's Chosen Hair Care with a capital G.com to look at and learn about all of our herbal blends. We call them herbal blends, aka hair oils. We add herbs in our oils to help give you that extra nourishment and manageability and just overall hair health that oils by himself can't give you. So we put it a little twist, and we have different ingredients, like different herbs, like horsetail to moringa to nettle to dandelion, you name it. So definitely check out our website, godschosenhaircare.com. And then you can also stay connected to us here on YouTube. Also on our Instagram, lowercase GODS _chosen hair care, and on TikTok, God's Chosen Hair Care. I thank you guys in advance. I love you guys with the love of Christ. And until later, have a good day. Bye, guys.